Gemini. Welcome back. My name is Lightworker Whit. You probably already know that if you're watching this video. Hello. Gemini, I'm going to spare you the details, okay? You probably already know how this is going to go. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for becoming a light keeper or a subscriber on TikTok, all right? If this is the first video you're watching with me, then I appreciate your faith in me. Thank you. Just real quick, what we're going to go over is we're going to get an oracle message of the month for you to give you an overall view of what February has in store for you, Gemini. Then we're going to get into your monthly forecast of what to expect high level. Then we're going to dig into your love and relationships, what to expect, the unexpected theme of the month. Then we're going to jump into your career and finances, same thing, what to expect, unexpected theme of the month, okay? All right, let us take a couple deep breaths. All right, let's see what jumps out for you. Theme of the month for you, Gemini. Those are too many. I don't want that many. Gemini, please, what guidance do you have for Gemini? Why can't I get a card for you? All right, we're going to keep shuffling, but if I can, I'm going to have to pick one. Gemini, there we go. Thank you so much, Spirit. And we have Coyote Spirit, Trust and Divine Tutors. I really think this is probably my favorite card in this entire deck. I'm not kidding. I love this card. It's definitely my favorite card in this deck. This is the Spirit Animal deck, by the way, and you can find this on my Amazon storefront. The link is below. Do you find that you are being led on a strange detour in your life right now? Does it seem that what appears to be the right next action and the right choice, best situation, or fabulous relationship unexpectedly turns into the opposite, or just disappears into thin air, as if you've been tricked? Coyote Spirit's trickster energy is designed to bring you into situations to teach you lessons you have forgotten to learn. Perhaps you need a taste of failure before you experience success. A need to feel disappointment before you can truly appreciate the joy, love, and prosperity that is coming up for you. Perhaps you are revisiting a pattern you forgot wasn't in alignment with what the life you are intending to co-create. Being reminded that gratitude, not complacency, will keep you awake and aware of all that is available to you in this moment. Coyote Spirit reminds you to laugh about the unexpected twist, to develop humility and gratitude while releasing your attachments to the form of your desires. Even when you suddenly find yourself on a detour, wondering when you will get back on track to manifesting what you desire, remember that Spirit has a plan and wants the best for you. Trust in divine order now. Coyote Spirit is a divine helper. No matter what seems to go astray, things are exactly as they are supposed to be. Love that message. Really do. Because I find, oftentimes in my life, I'm just like, especially in romantic situations, I'm just like, oh, I just realized my light wasn't on. That's why I look a little dark. Oh, why is that off? Oh, hold on. Maybe that is intentional for you. Maybe there's a message in that, Gemini. Do we need turn on the light? Turn, and then you're gonna do so rough. You remember that song? Hold on. There's a word in this. My dog is looking at me like I'm crazy right now. I didn't even realize. I haven't been in here all day. And I knew, I was like, there's a light missing. Okay, let this be your subliminal message, an aha moment of your lack of awareness to the divine light around you. Okay, there's a light that you're not seeing. There's a path forward that you're not aware of, that you're not acknowledging. You need to turn your head. You just need to look down instead of up. Right? You just need to see where your feet are heading. Anyway, why did I turn around? Oh, because I was getting the deck. That's why. And I realized my light's off. Anyway, I like that card because I often see it in terms of relationships. Like, why did I have another failed relationship or fling or whatever? Why? And I especially love the message of you are pursuing things, a lesson you forgot to learn, or pursuing things that you forgot are not in alignment with what you said you desire. So it's basically a message to like check yourself. Like, hold on, bitch, check yourself. Because you pursuing things, opportunities, and situations that are not of the highest vibration of what you said you desire. So when you start doubting and fearing and lacking, you attract those low vibrational situations, right? One day I'm gonna do a video on that. But I'm not really like, as much as I teach law of attraction and manifestation to my clients, I don't really care to make content on that because it's, number one, 1,000 people have made content on that, if not more. I feel like, why do I have to do it? Second of all, I think one day I will make content on it for my clients because there are some clients who just like really don't have an understanding of law of attraction and manifestation. And I want to see if I can really water it down and make it digestible because they trust me. So I think one day I will. But anyway, in the meantime, feel free to do your researches and Googles. We're looking into Gemini, theme of the month, current self, theme of the month, key goal to pursue, obstacle to overcome, what to avoid, what to embrace, where to find support, advice and encouragement, major accomplishment of the month. I feel like I had a thought that I didn't finish, but it's okay, Gemini. I know that you feel me because I know how your mind works. As an air sign rising, I know that you understand me and just, we're in flow. We're in conversation, okay? You got it. Whatever I was saying was not that important. You got the gist of what I was saying. Okay, not the Two of Cups. You know, when I look at, okay, this is interesting. First, the back of the deck energy is the sun. This does feel like past energy for me. I feel like January was probably very kind to you. Well, if we think about our president, who is a Gemini, yikes. All right, you know, even just looking at the cards in front of me, there is a darkness to your spread. And I don't mean that in a way where like, oh, this month is going to be terrible and dark and painful and dreary. I mean that in a way where it's like, okay, we're dealing with some shadows this month. I feel like we're dealing with some shadows. There is a little bit of light here, but we've got to unpack some shit. Okay, let's just dive in. Current self, Eight of Swords, feeling very trapped, feeling trapped in your own mind, trapped in your own body, trapped in your own circumstances, trapped in your own physical environment. The Eight of Swords is someone who feels like a victim, somebody who feels trapped in their situation. They are experiencing mental warfare, experiencing a lot of negative self-talk, a lot of negative thought patterns, and feeling like everybody's against them, but they wouldn't be here if, you know. So I think that's really just where you are. And I'm not saying here, saying this to invalidate you. I'm just saying the meaning of the card. Most often, though, the Eight of Swords, I'll actually show it to you in the Rider-Waite deck. It's like you kind of are here by your own doing most times. Let me rephrase that because I don't want to take blame off anybody else. Most times, you are refusing to see a way out of your situation. You're choosing to focus on blaming others versus taking accountability yourself. That doesn't mean other people weren't also wrong, but that means you're not you're turning a blind eye. You see all these swords around you. All you can see are the swords, but you can't really see that nobody else is there. You've tied yourself up. There's nobody even there who tied you there. Like, literally nobody's there. And even if somebody did tie you there, they left. They're not even like a problem anymore. They're not even a problem. And the ties aren't even that tight. Like, they're kind of loose. You could probably shimmy out of this if you wanted to, you know? Definitely look up the Eight of Swords for more clarity, but that's just where you are. Theme of the month, though, is justice. We have Justice card. We have Libra energy here. We have balance. We have getting what you deserve, getting what you fought for. Justice does relate to some legal issues sometimes. So you might be experiencing or pursuing legal action in some way or dealing with the government in some way. or having to deal with the government in some way. Now, I used all upright cards in this deck, so whether or not something's going to go in your favor is not entirely clear for me right now. You dealing with the legal system is, especially, again, when we look at Voldemort, okay? Our president of the United States. Y'all know he's Voldemort on my channel. He's obviously entrenched in the justice system, the legal system, the democratic system. But it seems like you're trying to figure out what's right, what's wrong, and maybe even, Gemini, redefining what's right and what's wrong for you, okay? In your work life, in your personal life, in your love life. Key goal to pursue is Queen of Pentacles, so pursuing financial stability and like boss bitch energy. You're really getting after the bag. I think this has been kind of a theme for you for a few weeks now, though. I have already felt that you're in this energy, wanting to do more. I think you will achieve this as well. Whenever we have the energy of key goal to pursue, most oftentimes you're achieving it. It doesn't come without its struggles, though, which is why we have the Six of Pentacles here. You might be wanting to pay off some debts. People might have their hand out for you. They might be like, okay, bitch, run me that money from 6 years ago. You know, you might be feeling like you got to pay people back, or you have to pay off some credit cards, also that you can kind of feel a little bit more secure in your financial position. Some of you even, this is coming through, are needing to pay off debt because you're applying for a position that will require you to check your credit. Like, I think if you're wanting to become like the head of a financial institution, I think you get your credit checked, for example. That might be resonating for some of you. Theme of the month, Gemini, or excuse me, major accomplishment is Two of Cups, which is amazing. Two of Cups is partnership, divine union, and coming together. It also can represent the relationship with your higher self if there's no love interest here. But Two of Pentacles, excuse me, Two of Cups also does represent business partnerships as well. Think managers, think agents, think somebody that you run a business with, you know, or a project with, or whatever. We're definitely going to dig into your love and career to see how exactly this is a major accomplishment for you. This Two of Cups is coming together. This synchronicity. There seems to be, I'm seeing like a really fluid bond between you and someone else. This does feel very effortless. Okay, 10 of Wands, what to avoid? Too much work. Try not to take on too much right now, Gemini. Like, especially because major accomplishment is Two of Cups. Share the load. What to avoid is 10 of Wands. Don't take on too much that you don't need to take on. You might want to do a lot right now. You might be really feeling like in your boss bitch energy, in your independent energy. But that doesn't mean that you have to take on the world. You still have kids. You still have relationships, friendships to manage, okay? Don't take on everything just because you can. Reserve just a little bit for yourself this month, okay? Not just because you need it, but just to maintain a healthy balance. What to embrace is Page of Pentacles. This is learning, right? You are absorbing information. Not so much Page of Swords. Page of Swords is absorbing information, but you're applying the information. You're taking it in and you're immediately applying it, but you're going at your own pace. You're not rushing. You want to do it right. You want to be able to regurgitate this information correctly. You want to be able to show and perform that you can do it. The Pentacles is all about slow and steady. All about slow and steady. You're not rushing. This Page of Pentacles also represents manifesting as well, manifesting opportunities. Sometimes it can represent new opportunities coming your way. But I see it more as somebody who is prepared and willing to grow and achieve. Where to find support? Three of Cups. Your friends and family and community are here to support you, are here to help you. Three of Cups here. Where to find support is in your friendships, in your community, friends, loved ones. They're here to help you while you take over the world one person, one day at a time. Advice and encouragement is Eight of Cups. And I say that here because, Gemini, I feel like February is going to feel quite lonely for you, despite you girl bossing your way through the month. And I do think that's why at the end of the month, there's a partnership that feels so significant, because you are spending it largely feeling very alone, feeling very unsupported. The Eight of Cups is having to walk away from something, but it also represents solitude as well. You might need to be spending some time in solitude to hear your own voice, to study, to advance as well. So it might be uncomfortable, but it's your, I heard somebody tell me once, it's your season of sacrifice. You need to kind of take this alone time to realign to what you really desire, right? Trust in divine detours. Okay, Gemini, drop some comments if that's resonating below. Let's go ahead and clear this to dip into your love your love forecast. Okay, so Gemini, if this is your first time here, which it probably isn't, but if it is, welcome. You know that I read for people who are single and dating, ready for love, people who are ready for love, or people who are in committed relationships. If there's no prospects, listen anyway. I may say something that is important or significant or resonates with you. But if you're single and wanting a new relationship, I have nothing to tell you but to get out there, put yourself out there, not necessarily on the dating apps, but energetically. Energetically open yourself up to new connections, start to reaffirm to yourself, okay, new connections are possible for me. I can meet people at the bank. I was actually, you know what? This happened to me yesterday. I was at the bank and I had some business to take care of because I had to get my car to the mechanic and I had to get some cash. And I had did my face because I was like, okay, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go to work. I have a little part-time job, and I was looking cute. And I'm spending mad time at the ATM because I had to get all my cash out. And then I leave and I go inside the bank for a minute, just count everything, make sure I had it right. But then I came back out. The guy who was waiting behind me at the end, so he was like, I had headphones in. And he looks at me, he was like, you're so beautiful. And I was like, thank you. And I kept walking, you know, I feeling like a boss bitch. I just got mad money out the ATM. A man just called me mad cute, feeling my motherfucking self, right? It's a vibe. So just be on your shit, Gemini. Like, you know, step into that energy that you can. My whole point in saying that is you can meet somebody at the AT fucking M. And wouldn't that be divine? Aren't we manifesting men who are not broke? Right? Now, he definitely didn't seem to be my type, but, and I had some, and I was on a mission. I didn't really have time to stop and chit chat. And I'm also, I personally, I don't think am open right now, personally, but good to know I can still attract. You see my point? Open yourself up to just attracting and see what happens. If you're not open to the apps. If you are open to the apps, get on the apps. Let me get off my soapbox. Because sometimes I talk too long about that. All right. So anyway, if you're single, again, no prospects, just listen anyway. See what comes out for you. Use your discernment. And whether or not you're single and dating or you're in a committed relationship, take what you can from this. Okay. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I do my best to try to interpret these readings for people who are in all different experiences. Rather, I'm trying to be better about interpreting my love readings for people who are not just like me, single and dating and trying to find the right person, although I know a lot of you are in that situation. I'm trying to be better about interpreting my readings for people who've been married for 15, 20, 16 years or more, right? Who may be experiencing things together and not necessarily against each other. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to be better at that. Okay, what do you have for Gemini? What to expect? The unexpected theme of the month in their 11 months. Love life, please, Gemini. Do you have Nelly Furtado in your head? I know you in this is so rough, you gotta turn off the lights, turn off. I don't even know what the hell that song means. Let me make y'all laugh. I don't know how old y'all are. So I told you I have a little part-time job. I got a little part-time job at a coffee shop down the block. Just to make sure I keep money coming in. Y'all know I raised my rent, so I got to make sure I ain't got no gaps in my income, right? And also, just side note, like, I'm trying to make sure that I'm never too proud to handle my business, right? Yeah, I love working for myself, but I need to make sure I can keep all this running. The series is coming, y'all, about my road to riches. I promise it's coming. But I just got to make sure priorities first. And you are my priority. Anyway, so today, and this is just a moment where I'm like aging myself. So somebody came in and I have to ask people their name for their coffee drink, right? And so she said, my name is Marsha. It's an older woman, older white woman. And I was like, okay, that's cute. I'll never meet anybody named Marsha. So she ordered 3 coffees, right? And so I have to get the sticker to take off to put on her drink. And so what was funny was they printed out and it was Marsha, 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 like her name 3 times. And I looked at her and I said, you know what? You'll get a kick out of this. And I said, look, I showed her the stickers and said, Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. And she was like, bitch, you aging yourself now. And I was like, I know. Now, she didn't say it like that, but basically she was like, you're aging yourself now too. And I was like, I know, girl, I know. And if you don't get that, you're probably Gen Z and you did not watch Nick at Night in the Brady Bunch, which really was a show from the 70s, I believe. But anyway, the most beautiful sister was Marsha of the Brady Bunch. And I think Janet was always kind of jealous of Marsha. And so she would always be stomping off and she was like, Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. I have no idea why I brought that up to you at all. I'm sorry. I'm a little tired. I've been up since 3:30 this morning and it's 9:45 p.m. What do you have for Gemini spirit? What guidance do you have for... Okay, getting to know each other. I hope that made you laugh. That little anecdote. I really have no idea why I brought it up. Okay. What guidance do you have? Okay, children. And yeah, that's good. That's good enough. I wanted to know if I wanted more. Okay, here we go. Gemini, first thing we have out, what to expect. We have the 9 of Cups and the Page of Wands reversed. I'm going to show them to you upright. The 9 of Cups is typically about somebody who's very content emotionally in their relationship, while the Page of Wands is somebody who's exploring and ready for more. When we have that energy reverse, it's discontentment, not having what you want, feeling dissatisfied. And the Page of Wands reverse can point towards doing a personal exploration, maybe trying to understand, why am I unhappy right now? What's missing? Page of Wands could also represent fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The unexpected this month, Gemini, we've got 7 of Swords reverse and the 7 of Pentacles reverse. Interesting here to have 2 7s reverse. I don't think 7s represent conflict, but let's double check really quickly. I have a little tab here. Numerology and tarot. Let's see, 7s reverse. Too many options, lack of focus. Conversely, avoidance of imagination or consideration of the possibilities available to you. Okay. Okay, so 7s, I'm going to show them to you upright. 7 of Swords is like infidelity, sneakiness, deceitfulness, somebody keeping information from you. I also interpret the 7 of Swords as strategy, while the 7 of Pentacles is someone... Typically, it's about patience and like biding your time, waiting for your seeds to grow. But in this deck, it's like a man waiting for their lover to kind of like give them attention and affection again, right? So when we have both of these energies reversed, 7 of Swords typically represents information coming to light, whereas the 7 of Pentacles represents a I started to say a make or break moment. It could be interpreted that way, and perhaps I will for the sake of this reading. But it is a make or break moment as far as, am I going to keep giving energy to this relationship? I've been waiting for so long. And it usually comes up when you're not seeing results. Like, okay, am I seeing results for this? And it feels like you're going to get and receive information that's going to give you clarity as to whether or not you want to continue down this path. Which to me feels like I feel like every few months you go through this, Gemini. You go through this like investing of a relationship and then you flip-flop back into self-love. You're like, and that's the duality of your sign, right? You're like, I'm into this, and then you like back off the gas. You're like, okay, no, let me focus back on myself. For the couple, if you're, in terms of like you and your partner, it could be that you guys are unhappy with a circumstance. Maybe you guys are having difficulty with a fire sign child, the Page of Wands. Maybe the unexpected here, or maybe you have a fire sign child that's unhappy and you're trying to figure out how to deal with them. For the unexpected here, the Seven of Swords reversed, Seven of Pentacles reversed. To me, this just feels like unexpectedly giving up. And I want to say giving up. I'm saying giving up, but it's not really that you gave up without trying kind of thing. I just feel like you're receiving information where you're like, okay, you know what? We waited, we tried. We have all the information we need now. Let's move on. Now, again, in relation to a couple, maybe you're trying to buy a house. Maybe you felt like your realtor wasn't giving you all your options. Maybe you feel like you didn't have all the information. You've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, waiting for a house, waiting for an offer, waiting to, you know what? I don't know. It could be anything. Maybe it's in relation to a job. Maybe you guys have been waiting for the right time for a partner to leave the job. I'm trying to be better, again, like I said, at interpreting these cards for all different scenarios that you and your person could be going through. As for the relationship itself, it just feels like someone is done waiting. And it's because new information has newly come to the surface that has informed this decision. I don't know if this is on your end or your partner's end. Okay. Now, theme of the month is 10 of Cups. Big happy family, getting what you want, getting what you desire. It is upright, so we love that. It's a great card to have in a relationship reading. It's significant in that it represents things working together. You having what you want. We do have the Ace of Cups reverse here. Again, that message of self-love, needing to fill your own cup. Page of Pentacles is here. Again, remember, this is your message for what to embrace. This could be an earth sign as well. What are they? Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Again, planting your seeds. You've already planted it now, and you're waiting for it to grow, right? That's definitely the message of the Page of Pentacles here. Wanting to invest in a relationship and see where it goes. You're committing to this relationship, but also honoring and loving yourself in the process. We have the Eight of Swords here again, feeling trapped. I feel like you really need to get out of your head. I feel like maybe, Gemini, you're afraid of being hurt again, and so you're trying to take things slow. Eight of Wands. You got 2 8s, 2 7s. Definitely a feeling of fear, a fear of like, I like this, but I need to go slow. I can't make the same mistakes, you know? Somebody was definitely holding back information from you that's coming. But however, the information coming up is giving you more confidence to trust them because now everybody's cards are on the table. Okay, we have getting to know each other. This does feel like, again, like I said, new information. Even if you're like married or whatever, you might even learn something new about your partner. For my parents have been together 45 years. They frequently talk about how they constantly learn new things about each other. That's because we're evolving people. We're constantly changing. Then we have children here. Your love life is being affected by children. You might have children yourself, or maybe the person you're interested in has children. Maybe you have children together, and that's really affecting your love life right now. A lot of times this message embraces, like, it talks about embracing children, but it also talks about embracing your inner child as well, allowing you to have some more fun in your love life. I want to read getting to know each other, though. I think that's more significant. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. The romance angels are guiding you to create intimacy with your partner by revealing your true feelings, your dreams and desires, and the other innermost aspects of yourselves. Right? Revealing. You discover commonalities and learn new ways of relating. If you're presently in a relationship, this card is a message of healing through honest dialogue. This is particularly true if you've stuffed down feelings instead of discussing them with your partner. Perhaps sitting together with a counselor will give you the strength and support to admit them. Regardless, this card clearly guides you toward holding deep and honest discussions for the benefit of your love life. Take that as you will. If that's resonating for you, Gemini, drop some comments below. I really hope that it is. I could really sit here all day and unpack all of these cards, but I'm trying to be mindful. There's 12 of y'all, and I want to give all of my babies all of the attention, but it's a short month. And I'm trying to do a lot. I'm just one person. It's just me. I'm understaffed. But yeah, seriously, if it's resonating, drop some comments below, Gemini, while we get your cards ready for your career reading, okay? Your career forecast. Okay. I was really bummed. I went to ShopRite today to get more seltzer because I love seltzer. Someday soon, I'm going to actually just get one of the soda streams in my house. But I keep putting it off. It's like one of the, and it's just crazy because I spend about the same amount of money on like takeout. Anyway, I'm going to get it one day. And I'm like, for now, it's fine. Whatever, it's cheap. So I've been into just like the original seltzer, the clear seltzer, but today they didn't have a pack of it. They had the pack of the ginger, which I like. I really wanted the regular one. Oh, excuse me. Okay, Gemini. If you're a seltzer girly, let me know in the comments below. I love seltzer. I feel like that's low-key the only way I'm going to drink water, if it's bubbly. Just makes it more fun. For Gemini, what they can expect, the unexpected theme of the month in their career and finances. Please, Spirit, give Gemini this guidance. Career and finances, please. Similar energy, but different here in your career and finances. Here goes that 10 of Wands again, 6 of Pentacles here again, 7. So here's some repeating cards. Now, and if I have repeating cards here, please do your due diligence, write it down, and definitely look them up. Type it in on Google and ask, what is the meaning of 7 of Swords? What is the meaning of 10 of Wands? What is the meaning of 8 of Swords? Read the upright and reverse position because those are some repeating cards for you right now. So 7 of Swords, 10 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords. Okay. What do you have for Gemini? What guidance do you have for Gemini at this time? Parenthood. So a lot of you guys are parents right now, or maybe needing to parent yourself. Gemini, please. Be a sport just flipped out. Okay. I have another. I want 2 more, please, for Gemini. Okay, you gave me a little. Oh, no, you did give me 2. Thank you. We got real estate in denial. Okay. All right. Okay. Where you are, what to expect, rather. Now, in your career and finances, you are coming out of this mental trap, right? 3rd time, 8 of Swords is coming up. You're coming out of it when it relates to your career and finances, and you're feeling recognized, feeling valued, or maybe perhaps this is something you desire or are pursuing, maybe more recognition, more celebration. I do feel like there is something to be celebrating in your career and finances at this time. I also feel like you're no longer being overlooked. That's coming through as well. Maybe that's been something that's been eating at you for a long time. People are overlooking you, not paying attention, but I think you're getting your flowers this month. The unexpected is Judgment reverse and the Tower reverse. Let me show you these cards upright. Okay, so Judgment is awakening, answering the call. It is a make or break moment. It is a moment where you have to decide, okay, what am I going to do here? It's that moment where you graduate and you got to decide, okay, what am I going to do with my life, right? You got to judgment call. It's Judgment Day. How am I going to ascend? The Tower is here as well, which is about upheaval, chaos, change, unexpected change as well. It's not always negative, but it can be. When this energy is reversed, the tower typically represents personal inner transformation. You're questioning things like, why have I always done it this way? And why have I always hung out with these types of people? And why have I always gone to this type of school? The judgment reverse is like you holding yourself back. I feel like you're holding yourself back in relation to your career and finances in a way where, like, you know you're changing, you know that you want to make a shift, but there's some fear here. There's a fear of, like, because you've gotten comfortable. It's scary. Change is scary. It's scary. Let me just validate that. It's not all it's cracked up to be. And you got to really have the stuff to make, especially a massive career change, if that's what you're thinking, to go in a different direction, open a business, I don't know, try a new role. It just feels like you're wanting to grow, but you're also afraid of the growth. So just expect that inner turmoil to be happening this month, and for you to just kind of walk through that and just kind of be ready to investigate that within yourself, if that makes sense. Theme of the month, Seven of Swords here again. Now, I told you I do like this card in relation to strategy. And when I'm doing a career reading, I always interpret the Seven of Swords as strategy. But it could represent somebody deceitful. I don't think that's what it means here. I think this is more about you needing to decide, how are you going to be strategic? How are you going to make motions and moves to get to where you want to be. We have the King of Swords here, which can represent air sign energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But it represents somebody who's very wise, somebody who's very smart and intelligent like yourself. Could be you. Five of Cups is here. There's a little bit of grief here. I feel like there is something to mourn in your finances and career, but also a heavy workload. It feels like, I don't know if you have a traditional job, it feels like somebody's leaving or somebody got fired and more work is being put on you, and you're like having to mourn the loss of that employee, but also trying to figure out how to create an escape plan for yourself. And then Six of Pentacles. Maybe you're wanting more money. You're feeling like, okay, this is not enough, or maybe you're pursuing more money. This could also be receiving. Maybe you are being rewarded for your hard work, because the Six of Wands is here. This could be more money coming in, receiving. Let's look at the imagery of the card. But it's an infinity. It's a cycle. So sometimes when I see the Six of Pentacles upright, I typically see it as receiving. When I see it reversed, I see it as giving. So you will be receiving some money, or at least pursuing some more income this month. First card out of the Oracle deck was Parenthood. Spend more time with your inner child and reconnect with that young curiosity. Second time that message is coming out. Remember, we had children in your love reading as well. Inner child. Work on that inner child, bringing joy and fun and curiosity. Your patient, nurturing, and warm nature would make you a great caregiver or parent. Don't forget to nurture and treat yourself while you work hard towards your goals. Be a sport. You are being asked to have more fun or focus on being a team player. You could be great at any sports career or in the field of health and fitness. Improve your finances by considering work as a team or doing collaborations. We have Denial. I don't love this card, but I'm going to read it anyway. Perhaps you are insisting that reality be something other than what it is. What are you refusing to see? It's better to live in truth than a lie. If you've been putting on a false front to make money, it's time to remove that mask. That could be this as well. Maybe you're ready to grow beyond the chaos, grow beyond what you've been settling for. Real estate is here as well. Maybe a decision to make around your home. Build a solid foundation prior to building several stories above it. Consider a career in real estate, interior design, architecture, or any home business. It's time to go back to basics to strengthen your finances. Okay, all of that, I want you to take it how it resonates. But for me, you might be feeling like you don't want to make a change. You're in denial about a change you need to make to your home situation. You do need to consider your kids, but you have to be collaborative and work with, maybe you're co-parenting, maybe you're having to be a team player at work. Maybe you have to stay some days where somebody else has to take care of their kids, and vice versa. There's a lot of ways these cards can be interpreted, so receive them how it resonates. But don't lie to yourself with this denial card. I think there is a term. It's not a. I don't know if it exists, if this term exists, but I think there is such a thing as toxic manifestation, and that's what I'm really seeing here with this denial card. Do not toxically manifest. And what I mean by that is like you are in such denial that you make wild decisions that are a little unfathomable. So, for example, and I kind of hate to say this because this does go against all of the principles of manifestation, but just roll with me for a minute. Okay, so you want to become a millionaire, right? And you're like, you know what? In order to be a millionaire, I have to step in that energy. So you go out tomorrow and you go and finance a motherfucking Maserati when you know you do not have Maserati money to make Maserati payments. Okay. But in your mind, I have to step into the vibration of a millionaire, and a millionaire drives a Maserati. Okay. But were we really ready for that? Now, this is where it gets dicey. If you're going to do something like that, you have to believe without a doubt that you are meant to be in that fucking Maserati, and nobody could tell you that you're not supposed to be driving that shit. Like, nobody could tell you that you're not supposed to be in that whip. Like, there needs to be an unwavering belief that you belong in that car. And you, by holding that vibration, allow the world to expand and match that vibration, and you attract more income and more opportunities that allow you to keep that Maserati. That is the basic principle of manifestation, but I feel like a lot of people lean into toxic manifestation of I deserve it, it's mine, it's on me, be what you want to attract kind of energy, but it's still a little bit from a lack mindset. You know, there's still in the back of their mind that doubt, that fear. Well, I don't know if I'll get this money back. And I don't know if it's, you know, so that's what I mean. There needs to be conviction behind your decisions. Like me getting into this townhouse couldn't tell me I wasn't going to get, y'all seen my moving and faith journey. I looked at one other apartment building, and I browsed other townhouses or similar units on Zillow, but I did not tour any other places because I was like, this is where I'm going to be. You can't tell me this is my home. This is where I'm going. And if I'm not going to be somewhere, if I'm not going to be here, then God is going to put me somewhere better. That is how I was operating. I was like, it's not even possible for me right now to consider other places to live because this is where I want to be. And if I get to the date that I'm supposed to move and it doesn't come together, I'm going to put my shit in storage. I'm going to regroup and figure it out. But that's the difference, right? When you're manifesting, I'm just specifically talking about this denial card here. When you're manifesting, you have to be open to not receiving what you want. That's the key. And I was 100% open. I was like, maybe I don't move in. I don't know. But I know I'm going to be good either way. And you have to hold that energy of maybe I don't get the Maserati. Maybe I don't get approved, but I'm going to be good either way. And now I know what I need to be approved for a Maserati, right? There has to be the detachment. Now, if you're operating with attachment in your manifestation, that's where we lean into toxic manifestation. This is really what the better term is. It's manic manifesting. And Gabrielle Bernstein, I think, has coined this term. And I think it's perfect because it's the need to have it. The needing to, if I don't say my affirmations, I'm not going to have it. If I don't, do my scripting, it's not going to come. Like you feel like you fail if you don't do the work. And that's just not how manifestation works. Manifestation works like, sure, the scripting and the affirmations and the visualizations, it all helps, but it's really not required. It really isn't required. All that's required is you to just believe and hold the frequency. I'm going to get that Maserati and that's it. Your responsibility is not the how. Your responsibility is to follow inspired action. But when we I have to affirm, I have to manifest, I have to do this, I have to believe, I have to visualize, if I don't do this, it's not going to come. That's kind of where we're in the denial, in that we have to manifest because we don't entirely believe that we will get it. Oh God, this should be a whole different topic, but I'll be here all night. I hope that's making sense, this little mini TED Talk. So really ask yourself, where am I in denial? Where am I not seeing reality for what it is right now? Where am I turning a blind eye? And am I in denial in a healthy way or in denial in an unhealthy way? Healthy or unhealthy way? I don't know that when you're manifesting from an authentic place that you can be in denial in a healthy way. because you're not really in denial. You're open to the possibility of you not getting what you want. You're open to that person not actually being your soulmate. You're open to that job not actually being your dream job. You're open to that home not being your dream home. You desire and you hope, but you're like, if it's not for me, it's not for me. And that's not really entertaining thoughts of denial. Oh God, I really hope that making sense, because I feel like I really hope that made sense for you, because I feel like as I explained it, I feel like you get it and you're like, okay, Whit, I think I can see where I may have been placing some manic manifestations. Because you got it, because I feel like you've got a lot, you have more than just you to look out for. I feel like, Gemini. I feel like the Geminis watching this are parents. I feel like you do have others to look out for, or maybe you're looking after a parent, if not children of your own. Maybe you're preparing for parenthood. Maybe you're looking for a home that can accommodate children, right? I feel like there is an emphasis on children for you. All right, Gemini, I hope that was helpful, babe. Drop some comments below if it is. This video is probably way too long again. I love you so much. Have a great February. I'll see you on the next one.